Hey everyone, it's your buddy Crypto Profit back with another video, and today we're going to be taking a quick look at Holo or HOT. This thing has been on fire. It's been doing very, very well. The market cap right now is at 3.5 billion. The volume in the last 24 hours sitting at 986.2 million, and that circulating supply at 169.2 billion HOT. So, Holo HOT is an Ethereum token that powers Holo, a distributed peer-to-peer hosting platform for Holochain apps, HApps. Users who host HApps on their personal computers can receive HOT tokens in return. So, why have we seen this massive increase? Well, there's a lot to go into that, and we're also going to talk about the price predictions for April, May, and 2021. But before we do that, I do want to talk about the, if we go back to our previous video, we're looking at like a 4x since that March 14th. If you guys were here, we do have 20,000 views on that video, so hopefully one of you guys were able to secure some profits there by getting in on March 14th. You would have been about at a 4x or so today. So hopefully you were able to do so. If not, that's all right. There's still time. I think Holo's continuing to increase. It'll continue to increase over time. Obviously, we may see some corrections going on, but for the most part, Holo's going up. So let's take a look at the actual website itself and go over what Holo actually is before we do our price predictions for April, May, and 2021. If we go to the actual website, we can see that Holo is a cloud hosting market for distributed applications, and it is powered by Holochain. So you can host on the Holo network and earn cryptocurrency. You can also learn about the difference between Holo and Holochain, and then you can create apps with Holochain for the distributed internet. If you go to the main website, which I definitely suggest you do your own research on this kind of stuff. Remember, guys, I'm not a financial advisor. I will never give you guys financial advice. This has a lot of potential behind it. If you guys understand really what Holochain is trying to offer, their vision behind their coin, the Holochain is a new open source framework for truly peer-to-peer applications. Holo acts as a bridge between Holochain apps and users by creating an ecosystem that enables distributed hosting services provided by peers. So you can actually watch this this little video here on their website as well. It'll give you a brief overview of what they're trying to accomplish, and then you can continue down a little bit more, and you can see that you can join their community as well. There's a lot that goes in with Holo, and there's a reason why it's so there's so much potential behind it, and there's so many people investing in it right now, and that's why the price is just skyrocketing. If you go to the FAQ, you can definitely learn more about what Holochain, Holo, and Holofuel all is, and you can also learn about the difference between Holochain and Holo. So let's just click on the first one. What is Holochain? So Holochain is an open source framework for building fully distributed peer-to-peer applications. What is Holo? Holo is a distributed peer-to-peer hosting platform for Holochain apps, HApps, a bridge to the new internet is what they call it. And if you go over Holofuel, they do talk about Holofuel as Holo's native asset-backed mutual credit currency, and they talk about the benefits behind Holofuel, a completely peer-to-peer cryptocurrency optimized for high speeds and minimal fees, currency you earn for hosting on Holo, redeem to pay your bills, and then completely accountable and transparent crypto accounting. They also talk about how it's different from others, obviously the mutual credit, asset-backed, and value stable, and then they talk about how I can use Holofuel, spend it through a variety of apps and online marketplaces, redeem fuel by earning redeemed fuel earned by hosting for other cryptocurrencies, can pay your bills, obviously can borrow it, and then Holofuel is designed for microtransactions as well. So Holofuel is obviously a big reason why Holo works so well. If we go through, there's obviously a lot of information here on the website, like I said, but if you go to their roadmap, you can go to their about and the roadmap, you can learn a little bit about their phases. So phase 1, inception, phase 2, infrastructure, and phase 3, alpha, and then obviously the full feature review at the end. A lot of this is coming through the end of 2021 as well, obviously alpha and beta. I think there's going to be a lot of increases coming. Obviously, the more that this roadmap completes, the more people excited about this, the price will continue to skyrocket. Obviously, a lot of people are seeing the potential behind it already, and that's why we're seeing such an increase currently. But if we go over to their about, you can also read more about their story, their team, their careers, and hopefully learn more about what they're so passionate about doing this. So we are a community of passionate humans building a distributed cloud owned and run by users like you and me. So it's a cool idea. I like the idea behind it. I think it's going to be big. I think the price is just a matter of time before it did this 4x like we saw today. Not just today, but this week. If we go through their actual website as well, you can see some articles. They have been updating it recently with a March 29th. They had this press release, U.S. patent granted for Holochain distributed app framework, which obviously is, that definitely has something to do with this price increase. A lot of people understanding that was a big step in the right direction. Obviously, if you see March 29th, we went from 0.01 to this, new all-time high of that 0.192. and now we're actually at a new all-time high. So Holo is not stopped yet. It just did a quick correction stabilization into another new all-time high. So I think Holo eventually will have a small correction. I think that this wasn't enough to call it a correction after a double increase like we're about to see. I think we're going to see it kind of dip back down. However, if you believe in the long term and the vision behind what Holo is trying to do, I think it's still a great investment. I think Holo could be doing great things by the end of April even. And like I said, it's going to be a little while. I think by the end of 2021, we're going to see very big things for Holo. But we'll see what actually happens with Holo. Let's give you guys my price predictions real quickly. But before we do so, I do want to say you can join our Discord community in the description. There's a link. You can join it and talk about crypto with like-minded people like yourself. We all love crypto in the Discord. So you can also ask me questions in there as well. I'll try to get back to you guys. And then you can also follow me on Twitter. That link is also in the description below. And I will always try to retweet or tweet, important information as well as any new content that I think everyone should be taking a look at. So thank you guys so much for clicking on the video. Obviously, leave a like and let's go over our April, May, and 2021 price predictions. So Holo, like I said, it's going to be big. I think it's, with this 4X, we're going to have to change our price predictions a little bit. It's definitely increased faster than, I was seeing. Obviously, I didn't know about the big news. Nobody knew about the patent just dropping like that. And I think this is going to continue to be a big deal. So I think Holo by the end of April, we see about 2.5 cent range. I think we won't grow as much, obviously, as we saw in April. However, I do want to say that we saw in March. Obviously, in March, we saw this huge increase. I don't think we're going to see that exact same thing in April. I think April, we just see it go right around that 2.5 cent range. I think we could actually hit a new all-time high. Obviously, we should be able to hit a new all-time high in April. Obviously, we already did. If you think about it in this way, in this regard, where we see April 2nd above that 2 cent range, so we've already hit the all-time high, I guess. But my saying is we're going to hit around that 0.026 range for an all-time high, and then we're going to hopefully stabilize out, and maybe not too big of a correction, but hopefully stabilize out around that 0.025 range. I think there's a lot bigger increases coming. I think May is going to be a big one. Obviously, we just had news in early April, or I guess late March. So I think the next big piece of news most likely will be either late April or early May. Because of that, I think May could be a big month. I think we're going to continue to see increases. Holo could easily be reaching 3.5 cents, right around that 4 cent mark for the all-time high. I think that's definitely a possibility. Another 2x on top of the already 4x is definitely a possibility in the next 2 months. I think by the end of 2021, we do see Holo continue to increase right around that 6 to 7 cent range. Obviously, this depends a lot on the projects and updates at hand. Obviously, if they continue to update in their project, we saw the roadmap, right? Let's go back to the roadmap. If this roadmap gets completed in time by 2021, I think we're going to see big things, and that's specifically why I see it right around that 7 to 10 cent range. I think obviously a new all-time high around that 10 cent range is definitely possible. I think there's going to be a huge increase right when we finish phase 3. Obviously, it has potential for much more, but you guys know I like to keep my price predictions a little bit more on the conservative side, realistic and real as possible. Obviously, I won't always be right. However, Holo is definitely one that I would keep an eye on. If you're not going to buy it, that's perfectly fine. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I'll never advise you to buy a coin. However, add it to your watch list and see if you can find a good entry point. If you find a good entry point, it may be the last one for Holo, because Holo is going up quickly. So, the next correction may be its last correction to that low of an extent. So we'll see what happens. I think Holo is one we will definitely keep an eye on this channel for. If you guys like Holo, if you guys like this video, definitely leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and turn notifications on so you can be notified every time I make a new video. I appreciate the support, guys. You have been all very awesome. I will see you all in the next video.